स्क्रीन शेयर मत करो, रुको रुको।
कोड है ना?
कोड नहीं, मेरा फोटो है, मैं लाइव कोड प्रिंट कर लूंगा पूरा।
हाँ हाँ ठीक है ठीक है। और उसके बाद आप कर लो, उसके बाद मैं, आप जितना जल्दी कर लो, मैं उसके बाद गिटहब का दिखा कर डाल लूंगा, ठीक है?
चलेगा, परफेक्ट।
आप ही स्क्रीन शेयर रखना, मैं खाली एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा, ठीक है? गिटहब और कैसे सबमिट वगैरह करना है वो हम निकाल लेंगे, आप खाली स्टार्ट करो।
श्योर।
स्टार्ट कर दीजिए, वो टाइमर हटा दीजिए।
हाँ अभिषेक लाइव है।
अरे लाइव है स्क्रीन यार।
So shall I? Perfect. So hello everyone, this is Vedant here. So now here we all have gathered after a series of some sessions where we learned some basic concepts of Python, where we learned about first introduction, then conditionals, etc. Now, what we'll be doing today is some very interesting project on what we learned. So it is said that knowledge isn't helpful unless it is applied. So this is the moment we apply what we have learned. So let's proceed. So now first of all, I'll share my screen. Now the question might come that who am I, right? So, okay, so my name is Vedant Kharnar. I'll write my name, hello world. Vedant Kharnar. You can first of all search on me. You can just directly Google out my name and you'll get all my social profiles. Okay, just reach out to website, GitHub, LinkedIn, whatever. Perfect. Yeah, now moving on to the coding part. So what we'll be making today is something which is really interesting, something which uses just if else. How awesome will it be if we make an application where the user has to enter the zodiac sign, and in return in return will let know the what the future is for that person. So let's proceed with this. Am I audible? And are you guys excited? Are you guys excited? Perfect. So yeah, let's proceed with the coding part. So the thing is, we'll make an application where there will be many zodiac signs. So let's first state whatever zodiac signs we have. Print. Okay. So what I did just now is I made a multi-line comment. So basically, comments are the stuff that are normally used. Sorry. So we'll just make a comment. What we'll be making today. An application which tells future.
Hi Vedant, sorry to interrupt. Hello Vedant.
Yeah.
Yeah, please zoom in.
Hello.
Please zoom in.
Yeah, sure.
Zoom in, yes.
Yeah. Mhm. This is the channel. Is my net working properly? Okay, just is this fine? Yeah, sure. So, sorry for the font size issue. I'll proceed further. So I just wrote a comment of what we'll be doing. Now moving on to the next part where we'll state all these zodiac signs first. So say Aries, Taurus. Okay, so guys, which zodiac signs do you have? Yeah, yeah. So normally, if I say that I have to print something, we write print normal the double inverted and we just write in a content, right? What if I need to do a multi-line printing? So suppose here, so let's just compile this thing. What we did. So I got an error, syntax error of end of line. Okay, so EOL stands for end of line while scanning string literal. So what if I need to put an input where I'm just extending it to multiple lines? So for that, Python has a provision to use three single quotes with which we can enter text like this. So let's see. Yeah, so we got a print output. Now let's take an input. Now the input will depend upon the sign number. So input. So as we saw that input the takes input from the user. It's the standard input where I'll enter pick your sign and this
Hey Vedant,
and,
sorry to interrupt you
and
again.
number
Please,
matters.
hey Vedant,
Sorry, yeah,
yeah, please zoom
yeah,
your
yeah.
screen a
I'm
little bit
audible.
more. Yeah, please zoom a little bit more.
Okay,
A little more.
sounds good.
Yeah,
Looks good.
a little more. One point more.
Yeah,
That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
yeah, sure. So now we'll take input from the user. So then now the input will be some sign number. So as we saw that, okay, so let's print what we take as input. Okay, and we'll also print the type of what input will be getting. Mhm. So yeah, we can see that it is class str. Okay. Now, what if I want an integer as input? So there is a concept of typecasting. So basically, there are some data types in whichever programming language you go, whether it be C, C++, or Python. There are some primitive data types like integer, character, etc. So here we get input as string. We need to typecast it in the form of integer. Okay. So suppose I have n is equal to 2, and I have to print type of n, and now n becomes, no, sorry, m becomes int of n, and I say print of type of n. So it's like m equal to int of n does the typecasting from string to an integer. So now the question comes, what should be string? Suppose if okay, so let's first run this and see what output we get. So yeah, what we get is 2str. Just a second. Yeah, what we get input is 2str. So what I'll do is I'll change this n to m now. And what we get is first one is string and the another second one is int. So basically this int in bracket n, or which might also contain any string which can be converted into an integer, can be put, and it in return returns the integral value of that corresponding string. So the next question comes, what can be the input? Can it be something like a character, say some alphabet or something? Or can it be, or is it necessarily has to be an integer? So let's see. I'll put alphabet A. Oh, so the what we get is a value error, invalid literal for int with base 10 for the character A. So this tells us that it has to be number. So now I'll type any number between there. Okay, and see. Again, it is typecasted. So print m. So now this m is nothing but an integer and not a string. So in here it looks the same, but the data type is different. Okay. So coming back to our project, this is what we had where we took an input from the user using the function input. And now I want this input in the form of an integer. So what I'll do is I'll cut this. I'll write int and braces. Can you guys see? Am I going slow or am I going too fast? Okay. So hmm. Now what I'll do is so I'll just put the everything that I cut into the int function. And now it will convert whatever input I'll be getting in the form of an integer. So let's print. So here I'm taking 7. That's my zodiac sign. Okay. Yeah. So here I'm getting printed 7. Let's change its data type. 7. Yeah. Now I want future horoscope for all of these zodiac signs, right? So what I'll do is just Google out horoscope of today, of the day, something. Hmm. They've got many sites here for each of them. You can just copy paste here. So now I have to make such a mechanism so that I'll get it according to this zodiac sign. So here it is Aries. So what I'll do is I'll use if else. So if my input integer which I'm storing in the variable s is equal to, let's say what the number is 1. So 1. I'll do is print this. It's showing me some error. Let's see. Basically, this line has to be there on the whole print statement should end on a single line, and now their error vanishes. Similarly, I'll go with else if my input, which is again I'm storing in s equals 2, then suppose print something. Okay. Now it's showing me an error. Let's see what error have we got. It is showing us invalid syntax. So can anyone tell me like what issue are we facing here? Mhm. But I'm unable to see your comments. I just did on YouTube. Yeah, people have got the right answer exactly right. Naman, Avijit, right. Put elif. So this is the syntax thing that we need to cover up. So this is the elif. Now, if s equal to 2, so s equal to 2, s equals 2 goes with Taurus. So we'll go again to the horoscopes. Let's see. Uh, Strong prospect that will extremely hard to prove yourself. Okay, I don't promote that site. Okay, just I have taken randomly. Okay, yeah, perfect. Similarly, I'll do then all of them as equals 3. Then I'll have to print something. Okay, so now there's lots of repetitive work. So what you can do is you can just copy paste. While doing this project, I can definitely say that I'll need to salute the person who made a copy paste. Okay, let's see how many we got. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 10. And 12. Let's have it like something like an else statement. Let's see something like print. Hey, you sure about the number? Third one is Gemini. What did I open? Gemini, yeah. Just a second. So, mhm. So basically, you are getting the concept, right? That we need to, just do if else, and accordingly we need to put. So let's instead of working the whole thing, let's first check whether the whatever logic we have used or algorithm we have used are they working right or not. So what I'll do is I'll run this. Okay, so let's see what we have made. It's asking me my zodiac sign. So let's enter. Okay, so I'll take one from audience. Anyone who wants to share their zodiac? Hmm. Till that, I'll just copy paste this thing and write only the name so that we'll know that it's working well. Perfect. Let's proceed then. Check out the chat once. Two. Okay, so many people, or I guess Don James has wrote too many times. Let's go with two then. Let's see what is two. Yeah. Taurus. Awesome. Uh-huh. So, okay, so press and enter. Two and enter. So for Don Gamers, there is a strong prospect that you will work extremely hard to prove yourself at your workplace today. Credits Ganesha. At times the returns may not be in proportion to your efforts. You will unwind at the end of the day with a happy and content feeling. It's paid Ganesha. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, perfect. So this is the future. Now, what we observed, like I'm just entering the number and this number is here, right? Here. I don't want it here. I want it something like question and answer. So there's one interesting thing that we have got in almost all of the language, that is a \n. So what \n does is, let's see. Mhm. Mhm. Something is going wrong. So you cannot, let's see what is happening. Just a second. Yeah. So now you can see that the number that you have to enter is here below that question, right? So this just gives you a sense of professionalism in your code. So I'll go with, let's see, there was another mm, Aparna, but four. Let's go with cancer. Perfect. Yeah, so we'll get cancer as output. So this is a project which might sound pretty much easy. So what if now here I have to run the application n number of times? I have to check once, I'll have to run it again. I have to check once, I'll have to run it again. So there's a concept called loops in Python. We'll cover this whole topic in much detail in the upcoming sessions. So let's just have a small glimpse of what we'll be learning soon. So what I'll be doing is I'll be using a while loop. So Okay, so the all the things that are there in programming can be learned by using some analogy. So let's think of some analogy. While I'm working hard, I will be happy and I'll reach success. Say, while I'm doing my homework, please do not disturb me. Something like that. So let's see. We'll put this whole in the while statement. So in a while loop. So what is the syntax of while loop? Let's just see here. It's like while some condition. So suppose conditions. Now what are the conditions? The conditions are what we learned in the previous sessions in operator section. So condition might be 1 equal to 2 and 1 equals to. This is the while keyword here. This is our condition, and this is the whatever we have to print. So now we know that Python is an indented language. So whatever that comes here, say again, this is the sorry, second line of while loop. So see, so what we can see is that nothing got printed. Now the simple reason is the obvious reason is that 1 is not equal to 2, right? So what I can do is I can say while 1 double equals 1. So okay, any guesses like what is going to happen now when I say something is going to be true all the time and I'm going to do this? What will happen? Exactly. Recurring code execution until we satisfy the condition. But while the condition is true, the code will give output. And because the condition will never get false, because whatever you do, 1 will be equal to 1, right? So this will enter an infinite loop, which I guess if I run this, my system might hang. Let's see. See, you can see this. Okay, I'll just terminate it. We saw it. Yeah, perfect. Yes, Upendra Singh will get into an infinite loop. So we don't want that, right? We need some condition by which we'll get to know. Actually, the code will get to know that yes, now I have to stop. So let's make a variable. Okay. Uh-huh. I guess my waist sword is hand a bit. Let's reopen this. Perfect. Yeah, we're back. So I'll make a condition. So let's name this as our condition. Condition is true. Okay. So what my condition might be? Okay, the condition might be that I can check it only 5 number of times. I can check it 3 number of times. Or what I can do is I can ask the user until the moment he wants to do it. So what I'll do is I'll say while condition is true, do this. Do what? Now we don't want this. We want it to do our project work, right? So here I'll just put an indentation. And now what we can see is that everything is in the while loop. So again, it is so that we have brought some condition that while condition is equal to true. But again here, okay, I'll zoom a bit. Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, now I guess it's visible. So what I'll do is okay, so I'll just repeat the last line. I just made a variable with condition equals true. I just added it as my condition. Let's not name a condition. Yeah, this sounds ridiculous. Let's see. Let's name it next. Next. When next equals double equals true, we'll do this. Now we'll do this whole thing. But now still we haven't mentioned our the exit condition. So what the exit condition is that the user wants to exit. So how will you know? You'll have to ask the user, right? So once this whole thing is executed, what I'll do is I'll ask the user again if he wants to move ahead with the task. Okay. So I'll have to do this. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm getting call. Abhishek, will you contact others for the same? That would be great. Okay. So I'll say is next is required input of shall we do it again or say yeah this is fine. So now let's see what we get here as next. Let's see what we get as obviously we'll be getting a string, right? So I just need not run this again. So what I defined here is true. So true is nothing but again a primitive data type which is normally known as boolean. Boolean has only two values, true or false. So what I need to do is I need to convert my string in the form of true or false. So I'll ask the user equals y man sorry. Okay, so I'll name it as temp. Temp stands for only temporary variable. So if temp equals y, next is equal to true. Else next is equal to false. Okay, so y here has to be a string. So we'll have to put it in double quotes. So now this whole thing looks a bit long, right? Let's just first run this. Let's see what how we are going on. So let's just go with Eris. Okay. Shall we do it again? Oh yeah, we shall do it. So again, it's providing me all the 12 zodiac signs and asking me whether to pick a number. So I'll just take it again and all. So now here I enter N. So N stands for no. So okay, we exit out of the terminal. Now this whole thing looks a bit long, right? Let's okay. So the very special thing of Python is that in Python we have one-liner advantage which we don't have in any other in many of the languages, especially Java or something. So let's put this input line but and use it here as in temp. Okay. So advantage number one, the number of lines reduced. Second, the temporary variable that we are using, which was temp, is not used now. Okay. So still these four lines are pretty much what I don't want in here. So what a one liner here we can do is we can say next is equal to true if input of okay, I'll just copy paste who does all that work, isn't it? Best else next equal to false. It's giving me some error. So it's saying that you need not say next equals false. You can directly say else false. So we saw that we brought a whole block of if else, which in normal format took us 4 lines just in a single line. That is why we all love Python, and that is why Python is awesome. And PyCoders are too. Okay, so we'll just remove this thing. Okay, this line also reduced. So now, okay, let's run it. Uh-huh. Okay, so I'll just add something from all the mentioned zodiac signs. From all the mentioned zodiac signs, pick your sign number and press enter. Yeah, press enter sounds correct. Just a second. And know your future. Press enter to know your future. I go with Capricorn this time. So yeah, now we haven't entered the, we have just entered the names with some just the name. I'll say yes and 4 and yes and 2 about the future. Okay, so there's, we need some spacing here. We'll add, okay, so we can add a backslash n even after this statement as well as before this statement. We'll add it before this statement this time. Let's run this. Okay, see, you see here before this statement. 3. Yeah, so now the way it was coming earlier, just fully stuck to the previous line. Now it's coming with some distance. No, no, we saw a lot of future this time. This much is sufficient. So yeah. Uh-huh. So any suggestions like what can be done again using if else? Okay, wait, just I'll check out the chat just a second. Okay, yes, it's too small. Yeah, regarding the code, I will think on it because like it's pretty simple. So the best way to learn is by doing it yourself. Okay, so last line, you mean the if else line, the one liner of if else, right? Right, Upendra Singh? So here, okay, so just make a new file of test.py. We'll just learn the one liner part just with some simple example. If, okay, so I'll just make a small variable. No, why to make a variable? We can just say if 1 equals to print 1 double equals to else print 1 equals to. What's happened to my typing here? Does not equals to. Okay. So yeah, whose dot was that? Upendra Singh, yeah. So Upendra Singh, just tell me one thing that is like one is not okay. So what this code snippet will give you as output? I cannot see your reply. This my net might be slow, or there might be some another issue. So yeah, the what? Let's just let the Python tell us. One does not equal to obvious thing, isn't it? So what if I have to make this into a one-liner? So one-liner is basically you have to compress some 3 to 4 lines of code into a single line. So what I'll do is you just okay. So what is the syntax to convert an if-else block into one liner. So first of all, you need to mention the what output should be generated if the condition is satisfied. Okay. So I'll just say output for condition satisfied. Okay, so it might give some. Just comment this line so that it doesn't show error. And then you have to put the condition. So here comes if one double equals two, and, and then it comes else. And here we don't have some condition that if one is not equal to two or something, we just have to put whatever output we want. So here it is if, so it becomes condition and else then OP if condition doesn't satisfy. Perfect. So let's implement this whole here. We'll do print this whole line. Copy this to print if one double equals to else another output. See, in the if else block as well as the one liner, we are getting the same output. Okay, so if you have any doubts, do you have anyone? You can just feel free to ask any doubt in our WhatsApp groups, because that's what the is the motive of WhatsApp groups. So guys, anything you wish to add or any doubts? Okay, so I'll hand over this to Abhishek.
Yeah, thank you, Vedant.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so am I audible, guys? Please put up a yes in the chat. Hello, guys. Am I audible? Please put up a yes in the chat. Yeah, okay. So here we build our first project that we have discussed on the introductory session. Like we will be building up the projects every week. So now thing comes to like how will you submit this project? Like this is our project that we have built live. So you guys all have watched that video. So now and some people were asking about the codes. So we will not give codes because this is only 15 lines, maximum 15 lines program. In that also there is only like script writing part, nothing else. So I would like you all to like try yourself, and if you have doubt you can watch this video again. And again we have WhatsApp groups there also, you can post up your doubts and we will be clearing that every single doubts of all of us. Okay, so after building up the project, we will be giving 3 days time. I hope 3 days are sufficient for building up this project. So in 3 days, you need to build up the project and you need to make your own repository on GitHub. And after that, you need to upload that code on GitHub. And we will be giving you the Google Form link. I'd request my team members to please put up the link of that Google Form in the live chat, and also please update in the description box. So in that form, you will be asked one GitHub project submission link. So that link will be your repo link, what in which you will be uploading your code. Okay. Please provide that link. We will check it out, like what you have done, what is your logic, and one suggestion from my side, like whatever you are using or whatever the logic or statements you are using, please try to comment. Like give a comment like what is the purpose of that line. So it looks professional, and it is also easier for the people who is watching your code, who is like willing to see your code. It is a good practice, guys, so you can practice it from the very basics, so it will be like very good for and very, very beneficial for you all. So yes. So I would like to ask, guys, you everyone over here is familiar with GitHub, right? Please put up a yes or no, whatever. If you know GitHub and what is repository, how you will create a repository, how will you upload a files and all. Please put up a yes if you know this. Yes, Kishan Kumar, you can add as many features you want. It's on you. It will be a great if you add more features on it. Okay, I see a lot of three no's. Yes, yes, no. Okay, no. So again, I would like to like ask my team member, please put up that like our GitHub session link in the chat. Okay, guys. Okay, okay. So as I'm seeing like a lot of no here, like I want to explain the whole GitHub part today now itself, but due to some issues, like we are having another session in 8 minutes, like from 8 o'clock we are having a cybersecurity session, that is also a live session, so I can't continue it now. So what I can do is you can also watch as Vedant has put up the link, so you can watch that also. And also, okay, guys, so tomorrow at 7 p.m. the same time, I'll be taking up the session around of GitHub. Okay, like how like this session will only continue like how you can use your GitHub to submit your projects, and what are the actions we have on GitHub, what are the terms related, basic one of only GitHub. We will be explaining that. So we will be arranging another extra session to tomorrow. Okay, so till tomorrow, you just please write the code, you understand the logic. You can, if you want to add some more features to it, please add it. Okay, we will be very happy to see more interesting features and advanced features on it. And tomorrow we will be discussing how you can submit the project on the same in the Google form, and how you can upload that upload your whole code on GitHub. Okay, so yes, and interested guys, there is a link of our another session which is starting at 8 p.m. today. So you can watch that also. You can join that also if you are interested joining that. And okay, so guys, thank you so much. Yes,
Just a minute before ending. Yeah. So, guys, the
yeah,
next session is about cybersecurity, and this field fascinates almost everyone. And like people who have been into cybersecurity or who have got pretty much interest into this might know that there was a WannaCry ransomware attack quite a long time ago. So here we'll be making our own ransomware and we'll be deploying it. So believe me, even I am excited for this session, and yeah, and you'll get to learn a lot from this session. So just do join. Uh, the link is in the chat section. Definitely see you there from my side.
yeah. Thank you, Vedant. Thank you for such a wonderful session on like live project building. Okay, Visual
Pleasure.
Studio, Python installation, everything we will be covering up today also, tomorrow also, and all the links will be provided in the WhatsApp group itself, like Visual Studio VS Code link, the how to download that, and Python installation link, and everything we will be like we will be giving it in the WhatsApp groups. Okay. Certificates, we have already discussed it, Rehan. You can watch our introductory video. So you will get to know everything. Okay. Lavish, we will discuss everything about GitHub tomorrow. Don't worry. Just till tomorrow, you just finish up the code so that you can upload it tomorrow on GitHub. So yes, guys, thank you everyone for joining. We need to leave and we need to start our next session. Okay, guys. So bye. Take care. Be safe and keep learning. And we will see again. We'll meet again tomorrow at the same time, 7 o'clock. Okay. Bye, guys.